we shall read the 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaita. So there are jhana chaita, we have to mention the jhana factors. So let's read Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekakata, Sahitam, Pachamach, Jhana, Kusala Chaitam. Then we eliminate Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekakata, Sahitam, Dutya Jhana, Kusala Chaitam. Piti, Sukha, Ekakata, Sahitam, Tatya Jhana, Kusala Chaitam. Upekha, Ekakata, Sahitam, Panchamach Jhana, Kusala Chaitam. So in the 5 Rupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita, we just change Kusala Chaita into Vipaka Chaita. And the same for 5 Rupa Vajra Kriya Chaita, we have the same name, but instead of Kusala Chaita, now we say Kriya Chaita. And you take note of this 5th Rupa Vajra Jhana Chaita, when it is accompanied by supernormal knowledge, it is called the Kusala Abhidhamma Chaita. And also this 5th Rupa Vajra Kriya Chaita, when it is associated with supernormal power, it is called Kriya Abhidhamma Chaita. Then we go to the next group, Arupa Vajra Chaita. Arupa means immaterial, no material. So no immaterial consciousness. 12 of them are also divided equally into 3 groups. What are they? 4 Arupa Vajra Kusala Chaita, and 4 Arupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita, and 4 Arupa Vajra Kriya Chaita. They are also Jhana Chaita that arise mostly in Arupa Brahmas. Now we shall call the names of these 4 Arupa Vajra Kusala Chaitas. So again we mention the jhana factor. So they are not the Upekha Sagadam, just like the 5th jhana. So we say Upekha Ekagata Sahitam Akasanancha Yarana Kusala Chaitam. Upekha Ekagata Sahitam Vainyanancha Yarana Kusala Chaitam. Upekha Ekagata Sahitam Akinchanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam. Upekha Ekagata Sahitam Neva Sanyana Sanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam. So the Vipaka and Kriya Chaita are named the same way. We just say Vipaka Chaitam and Kriya Chaitam. 15 Rupa Vajra Chaita and 12 Arupa Vajra Chaita collectively are called Mahekata Jhana Chaitas. So the meaning of Mahekata is given in your book on page 59, in the middle, number 5, second paragraph. Number 5, second paragraph. You can read. Mahekata literally means grown great. That is, developed or exalted. Mahekata Chaitas is the stage of developed consciousness attained in the fine material sphere and the immaterial absorption. Mahekata Chaitas are more developed and more exalted than Kama Chaitas. So when you can develop these Jhana Chaitas, you are more developed person. That means you are more noble person than the worldling, than the person who cannot develop the jhana. So you can even experience great mundane happiness. Can live very happily. And then when you die, you can even be born as a Brahmas, very powerful person, with very long life. And very, very good wisdom, very high wisdom. So just listening to the Buddha's teaching, they can become noble persons. Very good. Since jhana bliss is superior than sensual pleasure, So there is question, when you attain the jhana, are you not attached to that jhana bliss? And just you stay with the jhana's bliss throughout your life. So it's not correct. Only at the time where the Buddha does not appear, some ascetics, they went to the forest and they meditated, and they can develop this jhana. As they don't know how to do vipassana, so they just remain with this jhana bliss the whole of their life. And when they die, they became the Brahmas, and again they continued enjoying this jhana bliss. But at the time of the Buddha, as soon as we attain the jhana, we know it is not the end. So this jhana is just temporary. So it is not permanent. So we are not attached to these, the jhana anymore. As soon as the meditators, they finish, they attain the jhana, and they become well versed in developing this jhana, so their mental power is very strong, then they will go into vipassana. Now the Buddha said, when you attain the jhana and undertake vipassana, you are very close to nibbana. So then, you attain the 8 Lokuttara Chaita. So the 8 Lokuttara Chaita is in the vipassana yanika way. You have no jhana in vipassana yanika way. So they are just 4 Lokuttara Kusala Chaita, which have the name here, Sodapati Mega Chaita, Sodapati Sakadagami Mega Chaita, Arata Mega Chaita, and Arata Phala Chaita. And 4 Lokuttara Vipaka Chaitas are named Sodapati Phala Chaita, Sakadagami Phala Chaita, Anagami Phala Chaita, and Arata Phala Chaita. So in the Samatha Yanika way, we multiply each the Mega Chaita with 5 Rupavachara jhana. So we obtain 5 Sodapati Mega Chaita, 5 Sakadagami Mega Chaita, etc. So the name we have already named just before. They are very similar to naming the 5 Rupavachara jhana. Okay. Now, what is the number of the total chaitas? So we can combine 54 with the 54 Kamavachara chaita, and 15, 12 are known as 27 Mahekata chaita. If you combine 27 and 51, you get 81. We call them Lokiya chaita. Lokiya means mundane consciousness. A consciousness that arises in 3 spheres. In the sense sphere, in the fine material sphere, and in immaterial sphere. So they are known as mundane consciousness. Now if you add 8 Lokuttara Chaita to 81, you get 89 Chaita as the total number in the brief method, that is in the Vipassana Yanika method. Now in the Samatha Yanika method, you have to add this 81 with 40 jhana chaita, then you get 121. The chaita, we call it in the broad method, actually it is Samatha Yanika method. Please look at page 60. So number 9 there on page 60. So there we described Sobhana chaita, not beautiful consciousness. We already know they comprise 12 Akusala Chaita and 18 Ahetuka Chaitas. Now the Akusala Chaitas are not beautiful because they are associated with evil roots, namely Lobha, greed, Dosa, hatred, and Moha, delusion. And the Ahetuka Chaitas, the rootless consciousness, are also regarded to be not beautiful, because they are not associated with beautiful, wholesome roots that we call Lobha, generosity, Dosa, goodwill, and Moha, wisdom. Now we go to the number 10. So how many Sobhana Chaita, beautiful consciousness? So we say 59 or 91. How do you get them? So if we subtract 30 Sovana Chaita from the total number in the brief method, 89 Chaita, we obtain 59 Sovana Chaita. And in the other way, if we subtract 30 Sovana Chaita from the total number in the broad method, that is 121 Chaita, we get 91 Sovana Chaitas. All these Sovana Chaitas associate with beautiful rules. Now, those persons who spend their life walking to get money and just enjoying sense pleasure with friends and with family members, so they have only these 12 akusala chaitas and 16 or 17 rootless consciousness, with the exception of Hasitupada, will be arising in them. So that means only not beautiful consciousness arising in them. They are just living with not beautiful consciousness. So they are not beautiful person. Not beautiful person. You are low. You are in the low place. Now you know the Buddha's teaching. So we practice dana, sila, bhavana. We perform meritorious deeds. We pay respect to the elders, and we pay homage, and we even take threefold refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So when we do that, we are not developing the Mahakusala Chaita by many billions. And this Mahavipaka Chaita arises in us as rebirth consciousness and life continuum. And of course, this Kriya Chaita arises only in Arahats. But anyway, when we can develop this beautiful consciousness arise in us, so we are beautiful person. So we are more beautiful than those not beautiful person, and we are nobler than them. And we are getting the good karma by billions every day. So actually we are much richer than them. You should understand that. Now if you can develop the jhana, so you become mahekata, that is, so more develop, exalted, so you are more blissful and more noble than the other person who cannot develop the jhana. So you are in the higher state. You are in the higher state. And again, if we undertake vipassana meditation, then we can develop the Lokuttara Chaita. So even if we attain the first Sotapaddi Mega Chaita, we become stream winner. Then we can enjoy Nibbana bliss, the unique, so most outstanding bliss and peace. So as much as we like. And this Sotapaddi Mega Chaita, it totally eliminates Deiti and Vicikiccha. Deiti that arise in the Lopa Mula Chaita, Deiti, the wrong view. And this Vicikiccha that arise in Moha Mula Chaita. So these Deikikata Chaita and Moha Mula Chaita will not arise in them anymore. And then the Sotapaddi Mega Chaita also eliminates the gross aspects of other defilements, Lopa, Dosa, Moha. They still have Lopa, Dosa, Moha, but very little now. And these Lopa, Dosa, Moha cannot send them to the Bobo state anymore. So they are totally guaranteed never to be reborn in the Bobo state. So you can imagine, when you come to that state, then you are really very happy. You live very happy. So we can be stream winner. So there's the way, there's the path, there's the teacher, and there's the place where to meditate. So you just make the effort. We go to the book again. So on page 60, now we come to the number 11. So you should know there are 67 jhana chaitas in the total number. So they comprise of 27 Mahagata chaitas. These are known as Lokiya jhana chaita. Lokiya means mundane jhana consciousness. And combining this with 40 Lokuttara jhana chaita, supramundane jhana chaita, we get 67 jhana chaita. So you can see from the table. So these 15 Rupa Vajra chaita and 12 Arupa Vajra chaita are known as 27 Mahagata jhana chaita. They are the Lokiya, as they belong to the Lokiya chaita, they are called mundane jhana consciousness. So there are 40 Lokuttara jhana chaita. So if you add this 40 to 27, you get 67 jhana chaitas as the total number. You look at the bottom paragraph of page 60. Among the jhana chaitas, there are 11 first jhana chaitas, 11 second jhana chaitas, 11 third jhana chaitas, 11 fourth jhana chaitas, and 23 fifth jhana chaitas. So this number can also easily obtain from this chart. So first we look at these the Rupa Vajra jhana chaitas. So from here you can see the 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala chaita consists of 1 first jhana, 1 second jhana, 1 third jhana, 1 fourth jhana, 1 fifth jhana. The same with the 5 or the Rupa Vajra Vipaka chaita and 5 Rupa Vajra Kriya chaita. So how many first jhana chaita? 1, 1, 1, 3. So also 3 second jhana chaita, 3 third jhana chaita, 3 fourth jhana chaita, 3 fifth jhana chaita, 3 each. Now all the 12 Arupa Vajra jhanas are counted in the fifth jhana because they have the same jhana factors. So you can see the fifth jhana will be greater in number than other jhana by 12. By 12. Now you go to Lokuttara jhana chaita. So again, if you look at the first, the 5 Sodapati Mega chaita, there are again 1 first jhana, 1 second jhana, 1 third jhana, 1 fourth jhana, 1 fifth jhana. So the same with all the remaining the Mega chaita. So they are all like that. So there are 4, the first jhana, 4 second jhana, 4 third jhana, 4 fourth jhana, 4 fifth jhana chaitas. And the Phala chaita are the same, just like here. They are associated with the 5 jhana, just like here. So also we have 4 first jhana, 4 second jhana, 4 third jhana, 4 fourth jhana, 4 fifth jhana. So if you combine these two, you can say we have 8 first jhana, 8 second jhana, 8 third jhana, 8 fourth jhana, 8 fifth jhana. So if you add this 8 first jhana with this 3 first jhana here, you get 11 first jhana chaita. The same thing, 11 second jhana, 11 third jhana, 11 fourth jhana. So when you come to the fifth jhana, you have to add this 12. You get 23 fifth jhana chaitas. Please look on page 61, number 12. Division according to jati bhat. The chaitas are divided into 4 classes according to bhat jati. So, namely, akusala, kusala, vipaka, and kriya chaitas. So in this chart, we already divide them according to bhat. So we have akusala chaita here and kusala chaita, and then vipaka chaita and kriya chaita. We already divide. Now, in examination, they can ask you, divide the kama vajra chaitas according to bhat. So you have to write. Then if you remember this chart, then you can just count. So, if the sense sphere consciousness are 54, so they are up to here. So you can say there are 12 akusala chaita and 8 kusala chaita. And vipaka, 7 plus 8, 15, and plus 8, 23. You say 23 vipaka chaitas, and 3 plus 8, 11 kriya chaita. That's all. And one thing you should remember, these, the 23 vipaka chaitas, as they belong to the sense sphere consciousness, they are collectively known as sense sphere resultant consciousness. That is, the kama vachara vipaka chaitas. So if you ask how many kama vachara vipaka chaitas are there, then you'd say there are 23. So there are 7 akusala vipaka chaita, 8 ahituka kusala vipaka chaita, and 8 maha vipaka chaita. And the same way, 8 plus this 11 collectively call kama vachara kriya chaita. Kama vachara kriya chaita, 11. Now, in the same way, you can ask, divide 27 mahakata chaitas according to birth. So in that case, you have to to consider only this 15 rupavajara chaita and 12 arupavajara chaita. So from this chart you can see there are no akusala chaita. And akusala chaita, you have 5 rupavajara kusala and 4 rupavajara kusala. So there are 9 kusala chaita. And the same day, 9 vipaka chaita and 9 kriya chaita. So 9 each. So 9 into 3 times amounts to 27. And again, this 9 kusala chaita, as they belong to mahakata chaita, so we collectively call them 9 mahakata kusala chaita. And also the same way we call this 9 mahakata vipaka chaita. And again we call this 9 mahakata kriya chaita. And we shall use this name very often in later chapter. 9 mahakata kusala chaita, 9 mahakata vipaka chaita, 9 mahakata kriya chaita. Now we combine this 54 and 27, so we get 81. Now you are asked, divide this 81 lokiya chaita according to birth. So now you have to consider up to here, so up to this line. So again here you can read how many akusala chaita? 12. How many kusala chaita? So 8 plus 9, 17. 17 kusala chaita. How many vipaka chaita? 23 plus 9, 32 vipaka chaita. And how many kriya chaita? 11 plus 9, 20 kriya chaita. That's all. If you know, there is one question and the answer will be quite brief. Now again, this 17 kusala chaita, as they belong to lokiya chaita, collectively they are called 17 lokiya kusala chaita. So sometimes if you ask, how many lokiya means mundane, mundane moral consciousness. How many moral consciousness are there? So in the exam. So you say they are 17, consisting of 8 mahakusala chaita, 5 rupavajara kusala chaita, and 4 arupavajara kusala chaita. And the same thing, these 32 vipaka chaitas are collectively called lokiya vipaka chaita. Mundane resultant consciousness, 32 of them. 32 vipaka chaita. And these 20 kriya chaitas are also collectively called lokiya kriya chaitas. Now we come to the last number. So on page 61, number 13, division according to feeling, Vedana. So there are 5 types of feeling we mentioned in the chart. So each chitta are given the sign showing with what feeling they associate. So the 5 feelings are, you can look in your book. Somanasa, given the positive sign, we call it pleasant mental feeling. Domanasa, painful mental feeling. Sukha, pleasant bodily feeling. Sukha is pleasant bodily feeling. Dukkha, painful bodily feeling. Upekha, indifference or neutral feeling. And again, now you are asked to divide the chittas according to feeling. And we make a chart on 62. That means we take the statistics. So in the chart on page 62, we say classification of chittas according to feeling. So at the top of the chart, on the left we give the name of the chitta, and then we give the names of the 5 feelings. And the last column shows the total number. So you have to refer to this chart again to fill up. First, we take this group, akusala chitta. So among them, how many somanasa? So you can see 4 plus sign. So you say 4. And how many upekha? So here 4. And 2 here, 6. 6 upekha. And domanasa, 2. So you fill up in the table. Somanasa 4, domanasa 2, upekha 6. Then you go to the next group. We take 18 ahituka chitta. How many somanasa? Only 2. Only 2. And we have 1 dukkha and 1 sukha. So if you subtract this 4 from the 18, the remaining 14 are upekha. So you fill up again. So in your table, the next line is ahituka. So 2 somanasa, no domanasa. Upekha 14, sukha 1, dukkha 1. So the total is 18. Then you go to kama sobana, this group. So now, you know from here, there are how many of the somanasa? 4, 4, 4, 12. How many upekha? 4, 4, 4, 12. Only this. So now you fill up in the table. So the kama sobana, in the kama sobana, there are 12 somanasa and 12 upekha. Now we add these 3 groups. So we get kama chitta 54. If you add these 3 groups, you get this 54 kama vachara chitta. Now among these, how many somanasa? So there in the table you can see, when you add 4 to 12, you get 18. How many domanasa? 2. How many upekha? 32. How many sukha dukkha? 1 each. So you can see 54 kama chitta consists of 18 somanasa chitta, 2 domanasa chitta, 32 upekha chitta, 1 sukha chitta, and 1 dukkha chitta. And these can be asked in the examination. They will just ask you. So divide the kama vachara chittas according to feeling. So your answer would be just 1 line, that the last one. You just say, 54 kama vachara chitta consists of 18 somanasa chitta, 2 domanasa chitta, 32 upekha chitta, 1 sukha, 1 dukkha. That's all. That's all. So in the case of the Myanmar language, we make a rhyme so that we can, we just, by reciting the rhyme, we can know, there are 18 somana. So you might say, the 18 so, so the 2 do, 32 up, one su and one do. So remember that. So we consider not the two groups together. So we say 27 Mahakata Chaita. So consists of how many Somanasa? 4, 4, 4, 12. How many Upika? 3 plus 12, 15. So that's all. No, so you just fill in the table. So in the table below the Kama Chaita, we have Mahakata Chaita. So they consist of 12 Somanasa and 15 Upika. The others are absent. So now you add this Kama Chaita and Mahakata Chaita. So not just as we have shown here, if you add 54 Kamavachara Chaita and 27 Mahakata Chaita, you get 81 Lokiya Chaita. Now, you are asked in the examination also to analyze this 81 Lokiya Chaita according to feeling. So now you get the answer now. So what the answer? So when you add Kama and Mahakata Chaita, you get 18 plus 12, 30 Somanasa Chaita, 2 Domanasa Chaita, 47 Upika Chaita, 1 Sukha, 1 Dukkha. No? So you have to remember the number 32, 47, 11. No? 32, 47, 11. So then you remember how to answer in the examination. Now we take the Lokuttara Chaita. So the 8 Lokuttara Chaitas in the brief method cannot be differentiated by feeling, as they can be either Somanasa, Upika. But the 40 Lokuttara Chaitas in the broad method can be differentiated by feeling. So you can just look here. So how many Somanasa? 4 into 4, you get 16 here. Also 16 here. 16, you get 32 Somanasa and 8 Upika. So you just add that. In the bottom of this table, Lokuttara, you get 32 Somanasa and 8 Upika. Now if you add the 81 Lokiya and 40 Lokuttara, you get 121 Chaita as the total. Now what the division according to feeling of this total Chaita? Then you can answer 121 total Chaita consists of 62 Somanasa Chaita, 2 Domanasa Chaita, 55 Upika Chaita, 1 Sukha, 1 Dukkha. So you remember the name. 62, 2, 55, 11, 11. So the way we remember those numbers. So we say Upancheche, So Cha Dwe, Do Dwe, Du Su Ek, Du Su Ek. So that's all. Now Upancheche. Upancheche means Upika. Up means Upika. Pancheche means Pancha Pancha. Pancha Pancha means 5, 5. So you get Upika 55. So Cha Dwe. So means Somanasa. Cha means Chattama means in Pali 6. No, Chattama is 6. Cha Dwe is 2. So 62. No, So Cha Dwe. Do Dwe. Do is Domanasa. Dwe means 2. Do Dwe. Du Su Ek. Ek means Eka. Eka is we just take the Ek. Eka is 1. So Du Su means Dukkha 1, Sukha 1. So we got to remember. Now let's recite just one more together. Upancheche.
Upancheche.
So Cha Dwe.
So Ta Dwe.
Do Dwe Du Su Et.
Du Su.
Et means Eka. Eka in Pali means 1. Now, okay, we recite again.
อุปันเจเจโซจาดุยดูโดดุยดูสุเอ
So easy. Okay. I missed one thing. When in the division according to but. So I told you only up to 81 Lokiya Chaita. We divide them. Now, if you are asked to divide this 89 Chaita according to but, so you just count. You had 12 Akusala. Kusala, you have 17 here, you plus 4 here. You just take the brief method. You get 21. And the Vipaka, we say you get 32 Vipaka here, you add 4, you get 36 Vipaka Chaita, and then Kriya is 20.
Yeah.
Now if you divide the total number 121, so the answer would be 12 Akusala, and in the Kusala, 17 should be combined with this 20, you get 37. And the Vipaka, the 32, should be combined with this 20, you get 52, and the Kriya is 20. So please take note of that also. So we have a long break, up till 1 p.m. So we meet again at 1 p.m. We shall go to chapter 2, page 63. Mental factors. In Pali we call the seekers. Now what are mental factors? So we describe the characteristics of mental factors below. The seekers are mental factors or mental concomitants that arise and perish together with consciousness Chaita. Mental factors depend on Chaita consciousness for their arising, and they influence the mind in many ways, to be bad, to be good, to be neutral, etc. Now a mental factor has the following 4 characteristic properties. It arises together with consciousness. It perishes together with consciousness. It takes the sense object, which the Chaita takes, and it shares a common physical base with consciousness for their arising. And you already know consciousness and mental factors, they furnish or they constitute our mind. Our mind is just a combination of consciousness and mental factors. Now the next topic, which is more powerful, consciousness or mental factors? So we should say they are equally powerful. Now consciousness is regarded as the leader and the forerunner, and depending on this consciousness, mental factors can arise. But can mental factors, they influence the mind to have various properties and faculties, and because of these Chaita seekers, the mind becomes very, very powerful. And actually, the mind is the most powerful faculty, the most powerful force in the whole universe. And we can say it is the mind that creates everything, that creates all living beings and all the inanimate things. Oh, we should not say all inanimate things. We should say all those things made by men, created by men. All these are actually produced by the mind. On page 64, we have classification of mental factors presented in a table. There are altogether 52 mental factors. They are divided into 3 groups. The first group is called Anya Samana, neutral mental factors. And actually, we describe under the table, under that table, that number 1, Anya Samana Cetasikas, numbering 13, and they are neutral mental factors. So they are neutral, that in the sense that they can be either good and bad. They can associate with immoral minds as well as with moral minds. So if you can use them for good purposes, they are our good qualities. They are very good qualities. And number 2 is akusala cetasikas, immoral mental factors. So they make the mind immoral and wicked to perform evil actions and then to bring evil results, the bad result to us. So they are actually the unwholesome Dhamma in the universe that makes the whole universe to have the suffering. And the third group is Sovana Cetasika. Sovana you already seen, it is beautiful mental factors. So they are the good mental factors and they represent as our good qualities. We go to page 65. We first describe the neutral mental factors. So in Pali we call Anya Samana Cetasikas. They number 13 and we divide them into 2 subgroups in the next paragraph. One is Sabba Ceta Sadharana. So Sabba means all. Ceta means consciousness. Sadharana means associate. So these mental factors will associate with all consciousnesses. So we describe we call them essential mental factors which associate with all Ceta. They number 7. 2 is Pakinnaka. We call them particulars. Particulars because they selectively associate with some Sovana, beautiful, as well as with some Sovana Cetas. So that means this particular mental factors can associate both with beautiful and not beautiful mental factors. But they don't associate with all the Ceta, they associate with only those Ceta which they should associate. Next we described those 7 essential mental factors. So we give the name in Pali because you should remember the name in Pali. So to know them exactly. If you just note the English meaning, so it will not be definite. It is not definite. Just like you remember the names of various people, so you should remember the names of these mental factors. Okay, we can read together. So the one is phassa, contact or mental impression. Vedana, feeling or sensation. Sanya, perception. Cetana, volition or intention. Ekagata, one-pointedness, concentration. It is also known as samadhi. Samadhi means concentration. Number 6, jivitendriya, vitality or psychic life. Manasikara, attention or reflection. So these are just essential meanings of various mental factors. At least you should know the name and this meaning. So for this you have to read again and again to remember them. So in examination, they usually give 5 cetasika and ask you to give the meaning. So that is one question. And then they make it the opposite thing. They give the meaning and they ask you to name that mental factor. So just knowing this name and their meaning, you can answer 2 questions already. Now just knowing the name and the meaning of these mental factors. No, you don't know how important these mental factors are. So we describe for each mental factor their function and their importance. So this the phassa we say is the contact. What do you mean the contact? So it means the contact between the sense object and consciousness. The sense object that appears in the 5 doors. The visible object, the sound, the smell, the taste, and the tangible object, they are just materiality. They are just materiality. And consciousness and mental factors are mentality. Of course, in the ultimate sense, they have no form and no shape. But to make the contact between the mentality, materiality, so you need the phassa. Without phassa, though they may be together, they will not be contact. they will not be in contact. So when the contact, the phassa makes the contact, it also makes the impression of the sense object on the consciousness. Not just like you take a stem, you strike there, so you get the stem, the impression already there. So just you get the contact and you get the impression. So now when we study about eye consciousness, we say a visible object strikes the ear, strikes the eye, and it becomes distinct. When it becomes distinct, we say it appears in the eye. So when it appears in the eye there, then eye consciousness will arise. So this eye consciousness, we say, now we give you a very good example. The example of striking image. Striking image. You have a match stick. A match stick. They have that there, and then the matchbox. Now you strike the stick on the matchbox, you get the flame. Now if I ask you, where does this flame come from? Where does it come from? It comes from nowhere. It does not exist before striking the match. And then when it extinguishes, it goes nowhere. It just distinguishes. The same thing, like the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, they don't exist anywhere. For you, they don't exist. But the visible object strike the eye and become distinct, then eye consciousness will arise. Will arise. So, when we teach you the eye consciousness, we say, when sense object appear in the eye, pancha dwara vachana. Take notice of the sense object. And then eye consciousness arises. And that eye consciousness arises just for a moment. When eye consciousness arises, all these 7 essential mental factors arise together. These consciousness mental factors, they always arise together. They cannot arise separately. So they arise only here. They come to existence. These conscious and mental factors. Now phassa makes the contact. Now when the visible object strikes the eye consciousness arises at the striking point. Just like the flame arises at the striking point. The same thing, eye consciousness arises at the striking point where the visible object strikes the eye. So at the striking point, you have visible object. And now you have consciousness and mental factors. They are at one place. At one place. And it is phassa that makes the contact between the visible object and this, the consciousness and mental factors. And it also makes the impression so that consciousness sees the visible object. You get that. So in that case, phassa is very essential. Without phassa, we will not see any sense object. Then we will just like blind. We don't hear any sound. No? So we cannot be alive actually. No? And another thing, when the phassa makes the contact, no, between the sense object and the consciousness, it also, this contact also produces the feeling. So Vedana arises because of this contact. No, these are simultaneous. As soon as eye consciousness arises, the phassa also arises. So the contact is also made at the same time, and Vedana also arises at the same time. No, so because of phassa, we get the Vedana. No, okay. Now we go to number 2. Vedana, it is feeling or sensation. Now we get the function of Vedana below. Vedana enjoys the taste of the sense object. It is like a king who enjoys a delicious dish. There are 5 types of feeling. So you already have seen these 5 types of feeling. So when we study about consciousness, so somanasa is pleasant mental feeling. Upika, neutral feeling. Domanasa, please answer. What is that? Painful mental feeling. Dukkha, painful bodily feeling. And sukha, pleasant bodily feeling. So we don't like painful feeling. No? Domanasa, painful mental feeling, painful bodily feeling, we don't like. And neutral feeling, no, we like it. We like it, but not very much. No, in the pleasant feeling, we like it very, very much. No? Now you're sitting for a long time, then you get the pain. So you don't like it, so you change. Try to change so the pain goes away. You have neutral feeling now. So you appreciate it. Neutral feeling is all right. But when you get the pleasant feeling, oh, you like this very much. When a man first holds the hand of a woman, so great feeling arises. So it goes into the heart. Oh, we enjoy so much, So that is that is when we say sense pleasure. That is this feeling. This pleasant feeling is the sense pleasure. So we like to enjoy this sense pleasure. Also when you watch the movie, so when the beautiful, agreeable sense object strikes the eye or the ear, you get pleasant feeling. Like the sukha vedana and the somanasa vedana. So we like it. So we like to watch the Korean movie, the Chinese movie, and even get attached to them. So feeling is very, very important to all living beings. So people are working the whole life to get money, more and more money. What for? Just to enjoy this pleasant feeling. So feeling is very, very important. And this group of feeling, so on page 66, the 3rd paragraph, the whole group of feelings, that made all those 5 kinds of feeling, including the past feelings, the present feelings, future feelings, one's own, the feelings that arise in you, and external, that arise in all other living beings. All these feelings are grouped together and designated, means given the name, with the Vedanakanda, feeling aggregate. So because it is very important, the Buddha described it as the Vedanakanda, feeling aggregate, one of the 5 groups of existence. So when we say 5 groups of existence, the Buddha, he divides our body and mind into 5 aggregates, 5 groups. So among these 5 groups, feeling is one group. So it's very important. Now, here you have to know, you think you are enjoying this good taste, good feeling, good sensation. You do not exist. So who enjoys those pleasant feeling? It is feeling itself enjoying the pleasant feeling. As feeling is part of the mind, we think that, oh, we enjoy it. Actually, we do not exist. No, only feeling exists. So, feeling is very important. Now, the next one is sanya perception. Sanya takes note of the sense objects as to color, form, shape, name, etc. And it functions as memory. It is sanya that enables one to recognize an object that has once been perceived by the mind through the senses. So, I will explain to you some more. Now, whenever you come across something or some person, so you take note of the features of the person. What is his form, his shape, the color of his skin, the color of the hair, and then the eyes, etc. And what is his manner? How does she smell? She smiles, and does she have the dimple, something like that. So you take notes in detail. Now when I'm teaching you, explain you, now you are listening and you are taking note in detail. So that taking note in detail is sanya, not sanya. Now this, when consciousness arises, we say these mental factors arise together. Soon after they arise, they dissolve. Soon after they arise, they dissolve. Now when that consciousness and the mental factor dissolve, they leave behind their property in the next arising mind. So when one mind dissolves, consciousness, it sees, like we say, eye consciousness sees the object. Now when it dissolves, eye consciousness transmit this sense object to the next consciousness. And you get the feeling at that time, the feeling is also transmitted. And then sanya takes the feature in detail. These are transmitted to the next mind. So all these are transmitted to the next mind. And the next mind, after it arises, it also take notice again, the sanya over here, because one sanya can take only one factor, one fact, one knowledge. Like what is the color? One sanya. And what is the shape? Another sanya. And what is, so you need, so even in one step we see billions of conscious mental factors and consciousness arise. So each one they take a notice, the notice of this. So you have, only when you combine together you get the whole feature. So these, the knowledge or the data, you might say, are transmitted from mind to mind. So we say they always remain in the mental stream. The mind flows like a stream, like the water at a place is. So when the water, it comes here, it flows, and another water comes in and flows, another water comes in and flows. So you call it a stream or a river. The same thing, mental on the mind, arise and dissolve. So they are flowing like a stream and a river. So we say all this data, taken by sanya, are stored up in this, in the mental stream. So the mind walks like a computer. And actually the mind is the greatest supercomputer. No man-made computer can compare with the mind.